Namaste. This is Mahesh Prabhu, and today I'm going to talk about Dharma. Sukharte sarvabhutanam mataha sarvaha pravrittayah sukham nasti vina dharma tasmat dharma parobhava. Pursuing happiness is but the nature of every creature, but there is no happiness without dharma. Therefore, pursue dharma. Dharma is a Vedic Sanskrit word that comes from its root word dhri or dhriti, which means to sustain. In an era where humans are severely affected as a result of unsustainable actions and are sincerely trying to find ways for sustainable living, understanding dharma as a way to sustainable, happy, and prosperous living has become more important than ever before. The word Hindu is not of Vedic origins. No Vedic text, be they the Vedas, Upanishads, Aranyakas, Shastras, or Sutras, mention no word or even a word that is closely related or that which resonates with the word Hindu or Hinduism. Hinduism, although reveres and considers Vedic texts as holy books, it is not of Vedic origins. Dharma is often interpreted by Hindus as religion, but is it one? I am afraid not. Why? Because Vedic word dharma seeks no submission, offers no dictums, constitutes no commandments, and most importantly, has no concept of profits. You do not have to be a theist to read or benefit from Vedic precepts. Vedic people respected a great many sages like Charuvaka or Charvak, also known as Lokayata, who were not just atheist but also hedonist. The objective of Sakshatkara or realization of absolute truth according to the rishis and rishikas was not to achieve gods or reach their abode, but to know, understand and realize our own true self, Atmana. The highest objective of Vedic people was to reach a state of Sthitaprajna, a state of absolute enlightenment, a state where a person is neither happy nor sad while living in a state of constant bliss, while doing one's material duties, pursuing one's profession, and satisfying one's material needs and desires or karma without any shred of conflicts. The path to attain this state of Sthitaprajna is what is best known as yoga. And since a healthy body and calm mind are essential for understanding knowledge and realizing wisdom, the rishis and rishikas created and propagated the exercises for the body, namely Ashtanga Yoga, the yoga as is known today, pranayama, breathing exercises, and dhyana or meditation. Rishika Atri, according to Bhishma in Shanti Parva chapter of Mahabharata, had clearly mentioned that the Vedic knowledge and wisdom shall remain useless and elusive for people without food in their belly and a sense of physical security. Also, she says, it is only when a belly is filled, mind is calmer, and a person has roof over one's head can they even begin to realize the need for knowledge. Dharma is not subjective, but an objective approach to life and living. A person must seek one's own Varnashrama Dharma or profession, Grihastha Dharma or family life, and Samsara Dharma, commitment to one's society, through an approach of the self-determination called Swadharma. Although it is possible to explain the dharma in many words, it is equally impossible to define it. According to the great many rishis and rishikas, dharma, like the feeling of the mind, cannot be defined. One only has to experience and realize it through expanding one's mind and efforts. To say dharma is a religion is a result of gross ignorance. There is nothing called Sanatana Dharma either. For dharma itself is Nitya, that is eternal, and Sanatana or everlasting. Dharma is also doing the right karma or satkarma. Philosophy of karma is philosophy of actions, and as scientists agree, every action has an equal and opposite reaction. As the great religions of the world say, thou shalt reap what you sow. So, it is important we do the right actions to yield the right results. We cannot expect to plant the seed of an apple and expect it to grow mangoes. Good actions, according to the rishis, are that which are bereft of 6 detrimental qualities or Arishad Vargas, namely Kama or lust, Krodha or anger, Lobha or greed, Moha or infatuation, Mada or ego, and Matsarya or envy. The fact that the humanity has often sought paths infested by these unsustainable detrimental qualities is the reason why we have a world reeling in severe pain. It is therefore important that we follow the dharma and become dharmic. But being dharmic is not about kowtowing to a guru, worshipping an idol, reading some holy books, and doing everything with qualities that fall in the realms of Arishad Vargas. Being dharmic can be better understood as the approach where we try to make the best of the situation by not getting deterred by pains, by seeking perpetual bliss through patience and perseverance, and relinquishing hate to see the whole world as one's family, and most importantly, live detached. That is, to love all without a shred of expectations, of living in the moment. One of the best definitions of dharma was presented by Rishika Gautami. Dharma is not doing to others what you do not want others to do to you. At any rate, dharma is never a religion. Also, person of any religion or even an atheist can be dharmic, provided she knows, understands, and realizes the teachings of dharma. To conclude, Yona hrishyati na dveshti, na shochayati na kankshati, shubha shubha parityagi, bhakti manyaha same priyaha. They who are neither driven by passion nor hate, who neither grieve nor have any expectations, who by giving petty concepts of loss and gains live in the very moment, are the ones dear to me. Pranam.